I found my book, and I decided to spend some time wiggly waggling, and I decided to found the words. I found words that are good words to use for this one. It's a little bit explicit, but it captures a lot of the feel, and it's a nice literary reference. So there you go. I doubt anyone's gonna get this, because who the heck reads those books? They're actually newspaper comic compilations. They're not like your newspaper comics. Like, these were, like, you had a little... How to put this? You had a couple of frames from a cartoon, from a comic, and under that was a whole paragraph of text to go with it, and it was a long, winding story that happened over a long period of time. And it was a very unique sense of talking to some characters who tended to just make up words where you could sort of estimate what they were saying, but at the same time, it just had such a life to it. Oh. We can get this way, because that's been solved, and I'm content with it. Second pass, I'll probably shrink it down a bit and go for the word that's most illogical, but it mixes and matches a few people's linguistics. I gotta say, there's a lot of lines of text for how little is going on here. It's an interesting... we are still in the even height, which is the weird part behind it. Nope. There we go. Like, it's kind of interesting to think that's their barbecue, is they make food once. I don't think they go for a repeat. I think they just make and eat, which is not how barbecues tend to work. Usually in a barbecue, you kind of just make and make and make and see where you end up. Oh, hell, is it gonna rain inside? Ah, there's finally cool air coming into my room, and it happens to be when the rain's falling. Now I'll see how bad it gets. How does he help, though? Like, Bryce has these huge meat hands. How can he grab things that effectively? I wonder if dragons don't like cold food. Like, do they ever blow on their food or anything? Like, they are heat resistant to the max in weird ways. Like, why would they be? I guess that would make them more suited for certain circumstances. But at the same time, I can't imagine them doing too well in winter. Because going both ways is very expensive. I'm surprised HR doesn't have problems with this kind of setup. the thing that gets me about the cheese, and this is kind of important, if I recall this correctly, how does this work? Lactose intolerance is more common in non-Western areas because the West basically built an entire food industry on the concept of milk. And Asians, not so much. They had rice and whatever else they grew. I don't know. I know they had rice. I do know that they weren't as big on certain types of things. They had probably, I don't know what their flora and fauna is like when it comes to dishes. I'm only partially informed. But it's kind of weird that the one who has more Asian connotations is also the one who eats the cheese. You know, just maybe that's what he's referring to. Yeah, but they got more help. What kind of barbecue is this? Like, you put all your food and helpings on instead of whatever. I'm gonna drink. They drive me to drink. I forgot how they said that. Oh, I need to look at the little boys again. It's so great. The fact that he says "don't mind" says a lot, doesn't it? Oh God, I'm way lower than I should be. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to close the window. This is getting serious. Yeah, that's problematic degrees of water. Could have been worse. That'll dry up. And it's nowhere serious, I think? Let's just double check. Yeah, nothing that can hurt. Nothing that can hurt. Although me closing the window caused much of the damage, actually. It's caused all the water to fall down from on top. And now there's even, somehow, droplets on my screen, which is impressive, considering it's facing away from the window. I like this. You would eat the whole stone barbecue and consider it not bad. Yeah, like, the thing that gets me about this barbecue, too, is Anna seems to give the implication that dragons don't really care too much about... Like, they shouldn't care, at least, about cooking their meat. I think that was a point she made where she was like, oh, we had to cook it. Let me actually look it up. Yeah, like, Anna makes a specific point. You can just eat it, that they can eat it raw. So why do they have a barbecue of all things? Like, wouldn't raw meat have like much more concentrated flavor to it? I don't know. What a weird situation this is. Especially since, like, they're cooking a bunch at once. Yeah, why is Bryce surprised? Isn't Zhang been like a dad for a few years at least? Oh no, that's not what he says. Why? I guess Maverick would be like, thanks for inviting me, because he's kind of not supposed to be here, considering what's been going on. There's a good reason not to invite him. I imagine Zhang as supernatural detects the child says. He's like, my child is over there! He's that kind of person, isn't he? Like, you never visit a store? Like, it wasn't Zhang, like, in the... Like, Zhang lives in the area of the facility, and it's obvious that he probably... Like, Sebastian, like, next year, that's it. You're never gonna see him again in, like, a whole year. This guy who runs a shop and the bar you drink at! Like, that's the weird thing about it. Like, I get the context might allude to something else, but it just feels a bit... to mention it just like that. How much longer do we have, anyway? Oh, he starts talking about his stupid little dumb shit adventures. We're not that much further off. If I move a bit further, we can finish this off by next time. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it here. Maybe we'll do it the next time in 2 parts. That was fun, I guess. Let's at least make it 200. Here's something to consider that I really would have liked. Reza does show up in this. Consider this. This is indeed a perfect opportunity for Reza to show up. But what would it change if Bryce is there? Couldn't he just pull out his fucking gun and say, okay, Bryce, how about this? You stand down or I shoot him or you. Like, with a gun, Reza could easily just manufacture a situation and make it worse. You know, if Bryce gets shot, what's Maverick gonna do? What's Emera gonna do, who just lost her date? Like, the whole situation is gonna go super bad if Bryce gets shot. And Reza knows that. Like, Emera is gonna lose her job, probably. I don't know why. I'd like to imagine that she would lose her job at that point, because essentially the chief of police got shot. And she recently reassigned Bryce, so that could be somewhat considered responsibility. I don't know. what? Like, did the meat come wrapped? Did everything come individually wrapped? Because unless they were eating a huge amount of meat, which I can actually imagine, I can't imagine there being all that much trash, all things considered. Then again, if they took new plates, if they had some degree of cutlery for Sebastian, yeah, I can see it piling up rather quickly. Especially if you didn't bring any garbage bags. They probably did, though. Next time... something, I don't know. Imagine a song of your choosing.